Next topic is corrosion. What is corrosion? During corrosion, the surface of the metal gets coated with its oxide, means with the metal oxide or with some other salt of the metal. This process is known as corrosion. Examples of corrosion is rusting of iron, tarnishing of silver, then there is a development of green coating on copper and bronze. So these are the examples of corrosion. Due to corrosion, why is corrosion harmful? Due to corrosion, the metal is damaged. Corrosion causes enormous damage to buildings, bridges, ships, and to all objects which are made up of metals. Now, what is the process of corrosion? In corrosion, what happens? Metal is oxidized by loss of electron to oxygen and formation of oxide. Now, corrosion of iron is also known as rusting, and it occurs in the presence of water and air. What is the chemistry of corrosion? To understand the chemistry of corrosion, take the example of rusting of iron. At a particular spot of the metal, iron oxidizes and that spot starts behaving as anode. And the reaction which occurs is iron changing into Fe2 plus ion, giving 2 electrons. This is the oxidation reaction taking place at a particular spot of the metal, and this spot starts behaving as anode. Now these free electrons which are produced, these electrons start moving from this anodic spot throughout the metal. And when they come in contact with H plus ion, these electrons then reduce oxygen in the presence of H plus ions. These electrons move from the anodic spot to some other spot on the metal, where in the presence of H plus ion, they will reduce the oxygen. Now, from where do they get H plus ion? In the atmosphere, carbon dioxide is present. In the atmosphere, water is also present. So, the moisture in the atmosphere combines with carbon dioxide present in the atmosphere to give H2CO3, and this H2CO3 supplies H plus ions. There are other oxides also present in the atmosphere which form the respective acids. In the presence of H plus ions, these electrons will reduce the oxygen. Now, this spot starts behaving as the cathode, where the reduction of oxygen takes place. That particular spot starts behaving as cathode, and the reaction is oxygen plus H plus ions plus electron forming H2O. To balance the number of electrons, the reaction at anode is multiplied by 2. The entire reaction is multiplied by 2. Reaction at anode and cathode is added, and this is the overall reaction of rusting, that is Fe plus O2 plus 4H plus forming Fe2 plus ion plus H2O. This Fe2 plus ion is oxidized by the atmospheric oxygen into Fe3 plus ion. Fe2 plus ion is known as ferrous ion. It is oxidized by atmospheric oxygen present in the atmosphere to Fe3 plus ion. This is known as ferric ion. And rust is formed, and rust is actually hydrated ferric oxide, that is Fe2O3 with X molecules of water. How to prevent corrosion? Prevention of corrosion is of prime importance. Why it is of prime importance? Because it will prevent accidents such as bridge collapse or failure of key components due to corrosion. Now, simplest method to prevent corrosion is preventing the surface of the metal from coming in contact with the atmosphere. This can be done by covering the surface with paint or by some chemical, for example bisphenol. Another method is to cover the surface by other metals like tin, zinc, etc. that are inert or react to save the object. For example, when iron is coated with zinc, what happens? This zinc forms a barrier between the atmosphere and the surface of the iron, and zinc reacts, zinc being more reactive than iron. Instead of iron, zinc gets oxidized. In this way, it will prevent the iron from getting corroded. And in the electrochemical method which is employed to prevent corrosion is use another metal like magnesium, zinc, etc. which corrodes itself but saves the object.